Still on this, the Electoral Commission has urged South Africans to come out in their numbers and take advantage of this weekend's voter registration. There will be no other voter registration after this weekend ahead of the local government elections on the 1st of November. So for more on voter registration, we're now joined by electoral systems researcher, Ms. Letlhogonolo Letshele. Thank you so much for your time, Letlhogonolo, and good morning to you. How important is this year's vote, and as far as the local government elections are concerned? How important is it for South Africans who can vote to exercise their democratic right to do so?
Good morning, Tumelo, and good morning to the viewers at home. I mean, two pressing things specifically to this year's election. It's the local government crisis and COVID-19. I think with regards to the local government crisis, people know, as far as the state of local government in this country, there's so much corruption, lack of service delivery. People don't know who their what councillors are. I mean, you remember the municipal audit released that only around 27 municipalities received the clean audit out of 257 municipalities in the country. So that gives you a picture of this, the current state of service delivery in the country. I mean, around 26 billion, was recorded as irregular expenditure in local government. So that gives you a picture of the kind of state of local government that we're in. And then coming to the point of COVID-19, it has come with so much corruption around PPE. It has, impacted employment, around in any sectors as well, but I mean in local government as well. And also, the social unrest in July also exacerbated some of the challenges. So there's, that urge, that people need to vote because of the situation that we currently find ourselves in.
Yeah, and we often hear the messaging, my vote counts, but it seems South Africans, or at least some of them, are saying that it seems this vote doesn't count because we keep voting. However, service delivery is still where it's at, if not worse, right? But when it's time for government elections, we can see all these politicians knocking on our doors, handing out food parcels or even T-shirts, making all these promises, and then it leaves then to ask the question, does every vote really count? And what do we do then about voter hesitancy, if I can put it that way, due to a lack of seeing results?
I mean, that's the challenge. I mean, the lack of accountability of our elected leaders, at local government. People are frustrated because you elect this person, they represent you in council, but then when you have issues around potholes, when you have issues around water, your services are just not met. When you ask what's happening, they'll direct you to political parties. So what happens is that the leaders on the ground are beholden to the political parties instead of, answering to the voters. So voters become agitated because of that. But I think it's still important to exercise your vote. It's still, this is a precarious year. I mean, it's different. So I think if you were to get on the ground and understand the challenges and also vote for the people that you want, there's independent candidates, there are political parties, there's also social movements and community-based organizations that have actually put independent candidates forward. So I think the pool has kind of grown a bit in terms of the people that you can vote for. So I think it's still important to, exercise your vote ultimately.
Absolutely. And this weekend is the first day making sure that you are registered to vote. The IEC coming out there, Letlhogonolo, saying that they've done all they can to ensure the state of readiness is top quality, that they are already trained, even their volunteers and personnel, to ensure that they do assist those who come. What do you make of the efforts by the IEC? Because if you remember, we almost didn't have an election come the 1st of November. It could have been moved to February of next year. But they're saying that they've introduced innovation, online systems to ensure that come Saturday and Sunday this very weekend, everything runs smoothly.
I mean, one of the factors around, voter hesitancy has been safety concerns, around the COVID-19. I mean, people have got legitimate concerns, regarding the super spreader. It could be a super spreader event due to congestions at our voting stations. So, according to the press briefing yesterday, they said that they are just going to try as much as possible to just decongest, the electoral process and the registration process, So, it's not really an event where everybody needs to be in a voting booth at the same time. So, it's a queue outside, and you can practice social distancing as we do in the shops when we collect our SASSA grants. So I think it's possible to do that, and then you can come in at a time. And with regards to people who cannot physically go to the voter registrations, they can come to your house. And they really did emphasize that they're going to be, careful in terms of their gear and so as not to spread the COVID-19. So I think by the look of things, they're quite ready. And I mean, even their online facilities working quite well. I've seen the reviews on social media. People have been able to register and also check their registration status. So I think it kind of looks good on the IEC side. So it's a matter of testing, their readiness coming this weekend.
Yeah, well, the political parties have done their part. The IEC have done their part. It's all now left to South Africans to ensure that they exercise their democratic right to vote. Thank you so much. Letlhogonolo Letshele, thank you so much for speaking to me.